So I originally was going to put up the never-ending accidental pregnancies video this week, but I had something come up that's going to be explained in this video that took my interest instead. Um, the issue I have with chicks that a lot of people like to misconstrue or not really pay that much attention to is that it's not simply going up to someone, they say no, and then that's it. You have these people that like lead you on in excessive ways. And that's why with this particular video, I had to break one of my rules. And I've got some recordings of this conversation. It's very graphic. Um, and I wish that people would understand when you say the types of things that this lady says to me in the recordings you're going to hear, and then you renege or show very little interest in that person afterward, that kind of stuff can really mess with someone in ways that I think any normal person that has the like tiniest ounce of compassion for their fellow human being would be able to, pick up on and say, yeah, that's not really a nice thing to do to somebody. But I mentioned before, nobody cares about men. When chicks do things to us, we're supposed to just sit there in silence. And if you speak up, you're apparently crying about it, even though it's other people who are upset about your love life, which is comedic. So I hope you enjoy it. I really am sick and tired of chicks. I don't know why they can't just stop doing all this false alarm, red herring, plot twist nonsense. I'd love for that to be over, but I'm not getting my wish on that one. I want to start this video off with a screenshot of another incident. A few weeks ago during a stream, a recurring villain of my channel, going by the name of Serena, wrote the following about me. You want to be a player, but women can see all you're looking for is sex. That's the vibe I'm getting. This individual asserts the idea that women have these magic powers that allow them to sense the vibes, whatever that means, of men that just want to have sex, which is an awful thing that women do not want to have ever. This comment is one of the dumbest ever posted on my channel, but it's ironic when you consider the erotic things being said by the woman discussed in this video. This past Thursday, I joined the VC of a Discord server, noticing two users I had never seen before. I noticed that one of them had a distinct accent, and we began a game of me trying to figure out which country she was from. She eventually revealed which one it was and said that my interest in her was flattering. She mentioned in our DMs that she liked VC because she could do other things while she spoke to someone and gave me permission to call her. The call was interrupted by me going to get some food, and then I initiated another one where she didn't answer. I joked that she left me in tears from her absence, and then she called me back for what turned out to be another 4 hours of chatting. The conversation went through a few phases. At first, we were largely cordial and spoke in a proper manner. She said that she wasn't the romantic type, but was still open to having romantic relationships, before stating her opposition to dating, marriage, or having children. She later amended her distaste for dating by saying that she could still spend time with someone without going out. This is a significant exchange because it was related to me saying I would come to her country and say hello to her, and her responding that she found it weird that my aspiration in meeting her was to simply say hello. Of course, I can only say hello if this person won't go on a date, get married, or have children. It's like, yeah, you've made it to where I have no other thing I can do with you besides say hello. Over the course of this conversation, the dialogue becomes very explicit. I'm not going to play the whole thing because this video would be multiple hours long if I did. But the key parts of this include her saying I could have sex with her, asking me how large my penis is, asking me if I was horny, and told me that I could give her oral sex.
I mean, you want to pierce me.
Of course.
Push.
I want to blow my load all over your insides.
Well, that escalated pretty fucking quickly.
Lady, relax. Come on, you don't have to do any of this stuff that's being joked about. Like, calm down.
Doesn't fucking bother me, chill.
Yeah, but it's like, oh my God, man online wants to do dirty things with you.
Dude, blow your fucking load. It's okay. I don't care, really. I don't mind. idiot.
Nah, just cool off.
Who? You?
Yeah, just relax.
I mean, I'm relaxed. Why do you keep saying that?
Oh, because I want to make sure that you are actually having a good time talking to me.
Well, I am.
Oh, you finally admitted it.
Happy.
Very much so.
I can barely hear you.
I said very much so, yes.
Ah, good. Can you stop being a smartass about it now?
Can you actually show some interest back in me now?
Didn't I when I said you could blow your fucking load?
No, I thought you were just saying I was allowed to say that, not that I could actually do it.
You can blow your load in my cunt.
I can come to Argentina and do that to you?
That's nasty.
I thought you were in Argentina.
What?
I thought you were in Argentina.
I said that's nasty. I didn't say I wasn't here.
So I'm allowed to go over there and blow my load inside of you?
We're gonna talk like that now?
I'm just asking, all right, you know.
I'm asking, we're gonna talk like that now?
Yeah.
Well, yes, you can come here and fuck my cunt.
Hey, is it wet right now?
What?
Is it wet right now?
What is?
You know what I'm talking about.
What, my pussy?
Yeah.
No, it isn't.
Well, you know the real reason for that is because you just went and got some towel and dried it up quickly.
Well, is your dick hard or something and you wanted to feel something relatable on me or something?
Yeah, I like you.
Their cock is hard.
Yeah.
That's fine. I'm fine with that.
I told you
I
I'm
mean,
not.
it's good.
Huh?
It's good to know that you're a pervert.
Well, I mean, you can act like you don't like any of this stuff, but you wouldn't have said some of the things you said if you didn't. I know you want to act like this garden little angel who only likes to speak in a cordial way.
Can you not say that? Really, it's kind of obvious that if I'm talking to you like this, I obviously like it, you dumbass.
Yeah. I don't have to be so insulting. Like if I called you.
But if you keep acting like you're being a smartass and calling me out, I'm not gonna like it. Yes, I like cock.
Do you like them when they're big?
So
do you like them? Do you like them when they're big?
Mm-hmm. What, do you have a big cock?
Yeah, it's like a rope.
Why, do you wanna give me your big cock?
Yeah, but I can't. I can't if you don't consent.
Oh, well, what am I supposed to say? So, since you like to brag about your cock, how big is it?
I told you, it's like a rope. Yeah, sure.
Are you horny?
Of course. I mean, you don't even have to ask. That's be a known fact at this point.
I like asking if you're horny. I like knowing who you are.
Yeah, I'm confirming I am.
You sound very stoic. Unusually stoic right now.
Well, I'm trying to think of something else to say that's like witty but the thing is, like you were saying, it makes you laugh and all the rest of that. So.
No, I am having fun. It's okay. Don't worry about it. I'm not making fun of you.
I heard you over there giggling in the corner.
What?
I heard you over there giggling in the corner.
I giggle all the time, you dummy.
Well, am I supposed to know? I've only met you today.
If I were okay, because you're gonna give me your cock, you're gonna fuck me.
Oh yeah. Hey, can I lick in between?
between what?
You know what I'm talking about, in between. Cunnilingus.
No. Okay, they're in between. Could be in between my thighs or in between my ass cheeks.
In between your
There's three.
in between your thighs.
Sure. Why not? You want a taste?
Yeah.
That would be pretty fucking nice, actually.
Are there not many men do that for you?
Some do. I mean, it's kind of a requirement.
Now you see why this video started with Serena's stupid comment? Don't let a single person online convince you that women don't like sex just as much as men, if not more, because they wouldn't have boyfriends or speak to men the way the one featured in this video did if they didn't. I must confess that I did enjoy that conversation. Seldom does a woman ever show interest in me, let alone say the things she was saying. But of course, like anything that seems too good to be true, the walls start closing in. I show her a picture of myself because I've had multiple women stop speaking to me after seeing what I look like, and I'd rather rip the Band-Aid off now than speak to her for weeks or months just for her to decline continuing because of what I look like. You know, just get out of the way. She sees the picture, remarks that I am not her type, but also says that I am not ugly, which is funny given how men online attack me over my appearance quite a bit.
Fucking Christ. Stupid fucking disgust. Okay, let me see. Hello. There you are. See, you don't look fucking ugly. What do you mean?
Excuse me?
I mean, you're not my type, but you're not ugly.
Oh, what's your type?
I mean, it's difficult. It's like, it depends on, it's like, I don't have any exact preference. Like, it depends. I don't regret getting my pussy down low. That's what I say. But like, I mean, we will then end up in a relationship anyway. But like, you're not ugly, dude.
I'm fairly disappointed in her "you're not my type" remark because even though I have preferences, I could never see myself having the kind of conversation with a woman that she had with me and then telling that person that they don't fit my predetermined standards after I've spent several hours talking to them and over an hour having phone sex with them. She took this as me being offended, and I explained that I would still want her regardless of what she looked like after the things she had said. Soon afterward, my internet started to act up, which led to the call ending in addition to her going to bed. The next time we speak, which is in messages the following day, she claims to not be upset with me. At this point, my expectation is that she is going to have another call with me or schedule another one within the next few days. Instead of doing this, however, she decides to allude to wanting another call without committing to doing one. And on Tuesday, she begins to become more antagonistic with her responses to me. For example, she writes, "Dude, you are so expletive weird. We talked once and you act like I'm supposed to talk to you all the time." This comment is very insane for a few reasons. The first of which being that I never said we have to talk all the time at any point. The second being that she calls me weird, but apparently I wasn't when she spoke to me for 4.5 hours. The third is her minimizing what happened. We talked once. We had a VC one time, but we actually spoke in messages almost every day after this. You know, she speaks English, but acts like she can't understand English when someone else says or types it. I decided to call her because I saw that she was still online, and when she didn't answer, I unfriended her. I originally was going to give her a full week to ignore me by this Thursday evening, but I decided against doing that after reading some of the things she sent on Tuesday. I just had to vent. Now I'm going to answer the question of why I recorded it, what compelled me to tape from the time it started to when it ended. The short answer is many women are insane. You know, just look at this year by itself and you'll see my point. In January, I spoke to 2 women who shared the commonality of having a boyfriend that they did not mention until after I had spoken to them for several days. One of which even asking me for a picture of myself out of nowhere. Around the same time, we had another woman, a walking piece of manure, who scheduled to have a phone call with me, but didn't make it to the phone calls that she scheduled 6 times, and then ghosted me from then on. In May, I spoke to a psychotic bisexual lady who asked me on a date, reneged because she got really confused, and then lied to her mother about me supposedly not leaving her alone, even though the dingbat told me we would speak again the previous night. Based off the encounters I've had with women within this one calendar year, it should make sense to anyone with basic pattern recognition skills why I would be wary of another one showing interest, which in this case was very excessive, and then backtracking or reneging or lying. I've had a couple of people over the past few days express distaste of me recording, and I really have no sympathy for this woman, mainly because of what she did later, but also people in general due to how I've been treated. 4 years ago, I was in a Discord server where someone recorded my phone calls that I made for the entertainment of the people in the VC with me and placed it on another website without my consent. 2 years ago, I was in a Discord server where a user who was not the owner would stream almost every day on Twitch. So imagine going into a server, seeing a VC and entering under the assumption that you can have a conversation with a few people, and then discovering that it's being broadcast on someone's Twitch. The reason I bring these up is because there have been multiple instances where I've been recorded without my consent, and not a single shoe-shining, boot-licking, behind-kissing white knight has come to defend me against the injustice of such an act. And they don't have to, but they shouldn't be okay with those types of things being done to me, and then throw a hissy fit when the same occurs to one of them. Another criticism that someone could have is that I took things too fast, that I should have waited beyond the 5 days that I gave her to see if anything would happen. I chose to stop trying after that amount of time had passed because there was no sign of progression whatsoever beyond the vague promise of a VC that she could never tell me when it would eventually take place. Also, I didn't want a repeat of 2017, where a woman agreed to marry me because her religion barred her from dating, reneged after a couple of days, and then I spent the next 3 months talking to that bimbo on the premise that she would eventually change her mind until I got sick of her wasting my time. All this Discord deviant had to do was schedule to have another call on a specific day or set of days, and she would not have received a single message complaining about not having one until that day came. My best friend, for example, schedules to speak to me each Friday. That's why I don't randomly call him throughout the week, and that's why I can't feel sympathetic towards someone who couldn't do something as simple as this. I don't use Discord or any other social media site to try and meet women for the purpose of anything romantic. That's why it really kills me that in one of the few instances where I let my guard down and someone says the sexual things that we both did, the conclusion to that is her backtracking and then trying to act like nothing happened. And as much as I despise having my personality analyzed and people online pretending they're psychiatrists, I have to admit I'm curious. How does any rational human being hear what she said and see what she did afterward and not think it's a bipolar person that I'm dealing with? You would never catch me having a sexual conversation with a woman and then spending the next few days avoiding having another call or scheduling to have another call with that person. I wish these people that defend women at any cost would just come out and admit that I'm supposed to be one of their slaves. You get blamed for everything women do, and they don't have to appeal to you while you have to do anything and everything to get them to like you, yet somehow you're supposed to be incentivized to keep talking to them. The U.S. might as well repeal the Emancipation Proclamation so I can have one of these triangle-having gods among men order me to pick up some cotton. This is another confirmation that you can't take what a plurality of women say seriously. If you can have a woman say she wants to marry you but then not do so, if you can have a woman ask you on a date but then not go on one, and if you can't have a woman who offers you sex actually show interest past this hours-long phone call, why should I believe anything they say ever again? All I've wanted to do is accept that this situation has not improved at all and continue to be a productive person. I've never been upset that random women I only spoke to one time didn't want to go on a date or like me back, but I don't need women pretending they like me after I speak to them for weeks or months, or after they say brazenly sexual things and then backtracking. I would love if I never had a single woman feign interest in me again, and from here on out, they just don't say anything or instigate any interactions with me because I'm tired of being tortured for being straight. It needs to die.